of the things that was happening while I was in this job was people were starting to give me flags that were unserviceable. Now everybody knows, well, not everybody, most people know that if they have a flag that's tattered, torn, or faded, that they're not supposed to fly it. But they don't know what to do with it. Once they take it down, they fold it up, they put it in a garage or put it in a box, and they don't know what to do with it. They don't want to throw them away, right? Because you can't do that. But they don't, that education kind of stops right there. So that's a gap where I wanted to correct. So people were starting to give me flags, and some of my boys were Boy Scouts, and we would just, the Boy Scouts retire flags, so we'd have our own little retirement ceremony at home at a fire pit and retire the flags ourselves. And I decided 2 years ago, why am I doing this at home? You know, why not make an event out of this? That we can, you know, educate the public on who we are here as veterans, educate the community on, you know, the history of the flag, what it is to be a patriot, and, you know, what to do with the flag when it's unserviceable, and, you know, to show them what a military service like this is. So that was the birth of this. So once I came up with the idea, I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? So I spent many hours out in the amphitheater just kind of staring at the walls out there and the seats and figuring out what I wanted to do. Two things that stuck in my head always were, I'm Navy, so Navy traditions, and Navy has way different traditions than the other services, not good or bad or anything. We're just very different on how we do things. The Navy retirements always stuck in my head, always enjoyed how they did the Old Glory and the passing of the flag for military retirements. And then military funerals, which is not enjoyable. Seen many of those. So I decided, well, in reality, you know, the first time we did this was, you know, honoring the flags, you know, how to retire them correctly. So I decided to blend the two ceremonies together. So the outcome of our flag retirement ceremony is actually a retirement and a funeral at the same time. This year we did it a little bit different. So we added a new section to it, which was called Honor the Fallen. And basically what I did was I had 8 different heroes that we honored, some local and some military, who had lost their life under the flag in one capacity or another, whether it was killed in action, you know, killed on duty, or by suicide, or they were killed, period, you know, murdered. So since we had 8 veterans who were honoring the flags back and forth, I decided to make 8 posters of 8 fallen heroes. And what we did was we honored some local heroes like the Granite 19, Sergeant Lopez, who was Yavapai County, Deputy Sheriff who lost his life on duty, Jalen Cornell, young Her2 boys, local boys here, committed suicide. They're both Army veterans. You know, actually they were on duty. They were active. And then other military friends that were mine. We honored 5 different SEALs that were all my friends. We all served at Team 3 together. And then the guest speakers who spoke about all the fallen had an individual connection or a personal connection to those fallen. So it was personal. It was very moving. All those who spoke from the heart. It took a little longer than I expected, but expressing pain, you just can't put a limit on that. So it went very well. It was very... It was moving. I shed a tear a couple times. Kimberly Lopez was the one that got me the most. Her story was very heart-wrenching when she lost her husband, Sergeant Lopez, in Cordes Junction. She's the one that got me bad. So we added that section, and then we paraded them and bring them up one at a time to the front of the audience, put them down, step aside, give them a final salute, then pick them up and bring them off to the side. It's gone forever. So a lot of those things have sentimental bases, and they have other meanings. Like the 13 original 13 colonies. They eat veterans, just all the services, the 3 flag runners, the flags that are flown here on campus. The fire pit is the end of the cycle of life from JROTC, who was moving from Prescott High School, who was moving the posters to ROTC, to veterans, to runners, to the burn pit. It's a circle of life. I'm Richard Rodriguez, retired U.S. Navy SEAL Special Operations Chief from SEAL Team 3, Platoon Chief, Operation Iraqi Freedom combat veteran from Iraq in the very beginning, 2003, from the pipeline takedown all the way to Baghdad. Also retired police officer from the city of Surprise, motorcycle traffic officer and SWAT team leader. My current role is here at Embry-Riddle as a Students Veteran Services Coordinator. I manage all the student veterans. I provide them with services, internal and external, and oversee the building and any needs they may have.